What's going on, YouTube? Back with a short video today. Back with the Chronicles. The subject of this video today, I just had to talk about it, man. Sorry, Chargers fans, but holy shit. Yesterday, I only got to watch the first half of that Chargers-Jaguars game. I genuinely thought this game was over at half, being up 27-7. The Jaguars had no business being in that game. Trevor Lawrence with 4 picks in the first half. He looked so rattled and just not ready for the playoffs. And the Chargers looked dominant too. They looked like a team on a mission. I said in my last video about my tier list that the Jaguars are gonna beat the Chargers, but man, I did not expect it to end like that. I had to watch the highlights that second half because when I saw the Jaguars won, at the end of the game, I was just befuddled. All those words, every single word that could be described as surprise, I was just in genuine disbelief. So I had to watch the highlights of the second half. And honestly, it wasn't even like turnovers were the issue. Obviously, people are going to talk about the missed field goal that would have put the Chargers over the top. But regardless, though, I think the real play of the game was that 4th and 1 where ETN, when they had the 3 running backs, right behind Trevor Lawrence on the 4th and 1, and they gave it to ETN on that outside run, and they got a good chunk of yards. That was such a great play call by Peterson or whoever the coordinator is for the Jaguars. And even that deep pass too, where Trevor Lawrence to make the game 30-20. I don't remember who caught the ball, but regardless, it doesn't matter because Trevor Lawrence, man, he's just different. I think Trevor Lawrence could be the only quarterback in the NFL right now that could come back from 4 interceptions and win the game. You know what I mean? Even a Mahomes or a Josh Allen, if you throw 4 interceptions in that first half, your good is done. I remember even in that first half, too, I'm like, man, when are they going to put in the backup over Trevor Lawrence, man? This is getting ugly. This is not, this is terrible football. Might as well just lay over on your back and just call it the season, man. But, the Jaguars didn't give up. Simple as that. And, I was serious when I said the Chargers are just one of those teams that just fall apart in the playoffs. I called it. I exactly called it, where the Chargers are one of those teams every single season for as long as I can remember that they were actually good and had a talented team. They always found a way to lose in the playoffs, one way or another. And this was another one of those ways. This was by far one of the worst. This is one of the worst collapses in playoff history. Definitely up there at 28-3. While 28-3 is not 28-3 is the worst choke in NFL history, in my opinion, especially in the Super Bowl of all games. But being up 27-0 just before halftime that takes a special amount of skill to choke up a game like that. And you only get 3 points in the second half. You have Justin Herbert. You have Austin Eckler. You got Keenan Allen. Gerald Everett was having a great game. A really good game. He showed up last night. Gerald Everett was all over the place, man. Catching everything. And some way, somehow, the Chargers just choked it. Simple as that. And, there's a lot of these teams out there right now that just, the analytics tell them to pass the ball. You get more yards on average by passing the ball. But part of the game, too, is when you're up by a lot, you want to keep the time of possession. You want to, you want to burn the clock so you give the other team less chances. You know what I mean? The fact that Trevor Lawrence had so many chances in the second half, and he showed why he was one of the most touted quarterbacks to ever come out of college. You know what I mean? I remember even when I was in high school going into college watching young Trevor Lawrence highlights because in high school, him as a freshman or a sophomore, I know he's not that much younger than me, but still, regardless, I remember seeing his high school clips and be like, man, I can't wait to see him in the NFL. And now he just shows that not only does he belong, but he might be the best quarterback of his current generation, really. It's kind of tough because if you count Burrow, if you count Josh Allen, the last couple years of drafts, because he's kind of around that time. But Trevor Lawrence, man, he's gonna be something special. He already is special. Like he has brought the Jaguars far beyond the expectations that anyone gave them this year. Especially with the talent they had, especially at the wide receiver court. Like you have Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, Christian Kirk. They gave a crap ton of money to. And I remember laughing at the Christian Kirk contract, being like, he's not a number one. He was like a number 4 target the previous year on the Cardinals. Why are they giving him almost $100 million? But hey, man, they're now in the divisional round, and they set the Chargers on packing. So, we'll see. I still firmly believe that the Jaguars won't get past the next round. I still think, I did predict that the Jaguars are going to beat the Chargers, but they're not getting past the Chiefs, man. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. Or even the Bills. Right now, the Bills-Dolphins game going right now. I'm recording this video during halftime, and right now the Bills are probably, up. They're up right now by a little bit. But with the way the Bills are playing, man, who knows if they're even going to get past the Dolphins this game. So, I'll be keeping tabs on the playoffs and giving constant updates. So subscribe and stay in touch, because I'll be trying to get as many videos out as possible during this time. Peace.